You're probably watching this video because you don't have a lot of structure in your life, and you knew if you did have more structure, you would be living closer to your dream. But for most people, they don't like the idea of structure because it sounds restrictive. It sounds like it's going to remove your freedom. It sounds like rules. It's like I have to do A, I have to do B, I have to do C. Where's the freedom in that? But what structure does is it actually gives you the ability to determine how you want to spend your time. It actually creates freedom for you to design your life. What structure does is structure secures success. Take, for example, the simple process of a food delivery truck, right? The food delivery truck has one job. It has to go from the warehouse that has the food to the grocery store that needs to sell the food. Now, the food delivery truck doesn't just show up at the warehouse hoping that that warehouse is in stock. It shows up hoping that there's some food, hoping that there's somebody who's there who can help them load up the truck, who can give them what they need, and then the truck just goes on its way, hoping it shows up at the grocery store. Somebody's there, the store is open, the store actually needs the item that they deliver. No, there is a very clear structure in place to ensure that what's needed at the warehouse is available on time, that the truck shows up at a time when that item is available, and that the route that's taken to get from the warehouse to the grocery store is optimal to not only save time, to save money, but also is optimal to ensure that the truck shows up at the right time. It shows up at the right time when somebody's available at the store. It shows up at the right time when the store actually needs more of that product. All of this is ensured by putting a structure in place, right? There is no chance. There is a need. There is a plan put in place to solve that need. Everything works together. And this is the same with building your life. If you actually want a desired outcome, if there is a desired need in your life, what you need to do is put a structure in place to ensure that you actually get there. Structure secures success. When you have structure, that ensures that you get to that place of success. And if you have structure, what that does is it puts you in the seat of the designer, because I can sit back, I can actually have fun for once, right? There's so many conceptions, expectations around what our life has to be. You have to go to work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. What if you actually got to put on the designer cap and decide, this is what I actually want my life to look like? Let me go into that dream state really quickly. Let me block out everything that the world's saying that success is. What does success mean to me? We typically associate success with money, a certain amount of money, right? They make a lot of money, they're a millionaire, they make 100,000 plus, they're really successful. But that's just a worldly standard of success. Maybe your level of success has nothing to do with money. It's more so the life that you're living, where you're living, how you're spending your free time, how you're spending your working time, who you're spending your time with. What does success look like to you? What would your ideal life look like? Put that dream state on paper. Put that designer cap on. Really think, if I could design my dream life, exactly what would that look like? Now that I've designed it, I move into the architect mode. Okay, here's the design. Now, to get to that end state, how can I architect a path to get there? What are the intermediate steps to get there? And then, can I put a system in place that's repeatable that can get me to that end goal? Here's the design. I've now architected the path to get there. And can I put a system, a structure in place that I can repeat on a day-to-day basis to ensure I'm getting those intermediate steps done and I'm moving towards the end goal, the end destination? And this is where the structure creates security. Because if that structure can be put in place, it now secures my ability to move towards that goal, to move towards that dream state. And now all I have to do is show up and follow that structure, right? Structure is just a system. It's a step-by-step process that I can execute on every single day to get to where I want to be. But what people miss is you have to start with yourself, right? Because your dream state probably requires you to be at your optimal level. It probably requires you to be living in your potential, right? The guys who make $1 million plus, or people who are very self-aware, they understand their emotions, they don't get flustered, they have incredible, healthy relationships, they know how to give, they know how to serve, they know how to take criticism, they know how to be responsive rather than reactive. They've done the work to get there, right? They didn't just show up there. They didn't just show up at $1 million. They didn't just show up as somebody who's super self-aware and emotionally aware and control their emotions, right? That doesn't just happen. Work is needed. Work is required. So the idea that you can get to that goal that's outside of you, like a lifestyle goal, like a career goal, the idea that you can get to that goal that's outside of you without first working on yourself and getting to your goal, your dream self, is completely delusional. The structure that's required is first required in your own life. Who do I want to be? What does that person look like? How do I show up every day physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And how do I create structure to show up as that person every single day? And where it starts first is your morning. Because your morning is your most precious time. This is your untouched time. Before you step into the world, before you step into your job, before you step into relationships, phone calls, interactions, time on the road, behind the wheel, time in meetings. Before you step into the chaos of the world, can you create structure to control yourself and prime yourself to start every single day the way you want? This is why I have a morning routine. This is why I decide this is how I want to show up physically and mentally every single day and emotionally. I want to be calm. I want to be collected. I want to be in a place of peace. I want to be in control of my emotions. I want to feel energized, focused. I want to feel creative. So what do? I put a structure in place to ensure I show up as that person every single day. I wake up at the same time every single day. I start my day with prayer. Then I move to hydration. Then I move to breath work. Then I get in my cold plunge. Then I bang out some push-ups. Now my physical body is primed. Now I move on to reading the word. I get in God's word. I pray. I meditate. I journal. Now my mind is primed. Now my emotions are in check. Now I'm in a place where I'm going to be responsive rather than reactive to everything that comes at me. I've grounded myself, and I ensure I start my day every single day this way because that helps me be the person I want to be. I'm at my optimal level before anything else happens. It's 8 a.m., it's 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I'm at my optimal level. I'm the best human being I can be before the day even starts. And this is required for you to reach any of those other goals. This is the structure that must first be put in place, because if you can't take care of yourself, if you can't be disciplined and consistent with showing up as the best version of yourself every day, why would you ever expect yourself to be disciplined and consistent in showing up for your goals and doing the work and being focused and being disciplined there and being consistent there and putting in the work to move forward your career, to move forward your lifestyle, to move forward your dream? There's no possible way that you can do that you can take care of the external goals if you can't first take care of the internal goals. So if I put the structure in place, this ensures that I show up as who I want to be. Now that I ensure I'm showing up as who I want to be every single day, I can now add structure around my goals and ensure that I'm making progress towards those every day. It's a simple, repeatable process that gives me the freedom to design the person I want to be and the lifestyle I want to be. So if you want true freedom, if you want true design of your life, first create that design, then create the architecture to get there, put the structure in place to ensure that you have a repeatable process to move in that direction every single day, and then let that structure guide your life. Show up, take action, ensure that you show up as that person every single day, and ensure that you create the life you want to live. Let's go.